Bang, bang. Let's try this. All right. I hope I'm in the frame. I have no idea if I am, and sorry if the mic is a little weird. It's freezing outside. As you know, it's winter. It's Michigan, so get ready for your depression arc. We call it the winter arc, but we all know what it is. You're just depressed, and you're trying to deal with it, so you're coping. Look, I'm not a professional at winter. I think every winter I get extremely down. I get depressed. I low-key want to off myself almost every single winter, and I know I'm not alone, so that's why I can laugh at it and say it with such confidence, which maybe that's not something I should be confident in, but it's just true, whether people want to admit it or not. One of the things that I've been thinking about the most is suffering, and I know I've talked about it a lot, but I just feel like there's success to be had in suffering. You're gonna suffer either way in life, and I think there's many ways to go about it. I've seen people suffer in terrible ways and it ruins them, hurts them, and they dig an even deeper hole. And I've seen people suffer successfully. And what that looked like for a lot of people, and maybe for me in seasons as well, is just looking at where you can turn to and the copes that you have. And it's a lot of self-denial. I think a lot of times people want to cope with chasing after money, success, women, status, pleasure. Could be drinking, partying, drugs. All the cliches, as you know, hearing up to stay away from. But I think when you learn to suffer and you sit in what it is that you're experiencing, you just kind of get humbled by life. It humbles your ego, it humbles your pride. It humbles how invulnerable sometimes we think we are. Maybe impenetrable. I don't know what the right word is, to be fair. Not the smartest man in the world. But I just think there's an opportunity in struggling. And I feel like within the last maybe 2 years, I've really gotten bad at suffering. I feel like I used to be able to get through it in such a great way, a godly way, but also maybe a healthy way. I say maybe because obviously I still have my own problems and outlooks, issues with myself and issues with things that are in and outside of my control. But it kind of sucks to just be weakened in character. I've seen myself slip a lot within the last 2 years, and it seems like I'm on an uncontrollable just slide downhill. And no matter how much I grip onto the walls around me and the surfaces and whatever I get around, like I just keep going downhill over and over and over. And it's made me think a lot about the suffering I've been going through, more so mentally, spiritually, maybe some circumstances as well, but it just seems like it's inevitable. Like I'm on this crash and I'm just undoing everything that I feel like maybe God did and I did with him the last couple of years through everything that I've gone through. I think I'm just sick of pain. I think I'm sick of suffering, and I think I'm sick of enduring, because I feel like when I got to the other side of things, really there was no reward, there was no result. It was just more suffering that I had to get through step by step. And each step just got bigger, it got longer, it got more rigid, it got sharp to where, it started to hurt every step that I took. And everyone's going through something. I'm not gonna ask like I'm some freaking Navy SEAL who saw his buddies die, but spiritually, I think everyone suffers and we all cope with it. Mentally, we're all just kind of longing for something, wanting something, but we can never find it. We're never fed. But sometimes I think it's chasing that hurts us the most, it slows us down the most. And when we're suffering, it's like we just want to run out of it. Whenever you're in it, you want to be out of it. If you're in suffering, you just want to get out. It's hard to stay in. It's uncomfortable, it's difficult, it's not very fun. But I think one of the most important things is just learning how to embrace it or find yourself with others in it. I think the biggest lie we buy into is that our suffering is in isolation. And it can be, but guys, there's been so many people who have done life before us. You go to a gravesite and you realize all these people were once young, had ambitions and dreams and youth and They ran, they jumped, and they did all these wonderful things that we also get to experience in life, but look at where they end up. We're gonna end up right there with them. And you imagine the suffering and the pain and everything that they also went through, you know, through gain and through loss, seeing their loved ones die and slowly becoming those loved ones who would die. So just realize you're not alone. And I know that sucks to hear because I feel alone right now with everything that I'm going through. But I know, like, other people are going through the same things. Yeah, mine might be a little bit unique, you know, with my circumstances, but it's all the same thing at the end of the day. And yeah, I mean, I guess it's just not easy. I just kind of came on here to rant, you know. I didn't really have an idea of a topic, but I just wanted to yap. I hope you guys kind of liked that video, but it was pretty random.